as it looks like the finals will be getting underway. The players do have to get their vetoes done. Creator 2-0 special.
Yep, there we go. 2-0. We are going into a PVZ finals. And you know what? We thought that Trap was the Jinnar player who was the top PVT player. Creator showing a little bit of juice of his own. Does that make sense? Juice of his... Look.
I don't know what the hell you're on about, but I think something that's important to note, especially with how this bracket has turned out, Armani to our Trap, Armani to our Zest.
There we go.
Armani is up against Creator, mate.
That's just another Protoss player to him.
And it'll be insane if Armani, if Creator can do what Trap and Zest couldn't, right?
Yeah, it would be absolutely insane. Creator is definitely a bit of an underdog, definitely a bit of a sleeper. We have seen flashes of brilliance from Creator, particularly in online tournaments. I mean, I don't want to go so far back into Wings of Liberty where it's like, oh my god, Creator is a new up-and-comer, he's going to take Protoss and then whatchamacallit. But throughout Legacy of the Void, he's had his moments. He is a bit of an underdog when it comes to offline events, but when it comes to online, sometimes he just completely dominates.
Exactly, and again, like Creator, he had a pretty sick run as well. You know, we just noted that Armani just went through the gauntlet of like ZvP. You know, he faced Zest and Trap, and you know, Creator, he made it through special like in a pretty convincing fashion. He made it through parting as well. Like Creator has done well for himself today, and we'll see how he does against Armani.
But this is the thing. This is going to be Creator's first PVZ of the afternoon/evening. Or day.
True. Yeah.
Or bracket. There are many things to use.
So we don't know what he looks like, right? We don't know what kind of form he's in when it comes to PVZ, and how he shapes up compared to Trap and Zest, and how he plays differently, I should say, as he is a Jinnar Green Wings Protoss, right? You know, like... Is he gonna play like a Trap? You know, like
I don't know.
Do you think? Hold on. Do you think they're in the same house right now? And Trap, he's like behind.
Oh
Creator,
yes.
You know?
He's like rubbing his shoulders, like, all right, do what I could not.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what Armani does.
He's
how
like
he plays,
giving him his power, like giving him all the tips. You know, like, hey.
No. You know what it actually is? It's Trap is on one side of Creator right now, being like, play defensive, we play reactive, you want to map. And then SOS is on the other side, like, dude, have I ever told you about Robo Cannon contains?
And Creator's like, stop, just let me play. And they're both like pestering him on either shoulder.
Now we know why SOS doesn't play. He's just trying to give advice to his teammates while they play. Well, advice.
Yeah, and currently, you know, these two players, they are just getting vetoes done underway.
Yep, this will be a best of 5, which is pretty standard for online events, I think. We do it that way, Only Molik does it that way. A lot of online events have best of 3, finals, best of 5.
Yeah, and the rough thing about this, if it's your first time watching ESL Pro Tour, like the weekly cups, is that it's kind of a winner-takes-all situation. Lobby link is in the chat.
In terms of the money, at least.
Yeah, in terms of the money, yeah.
And that's definitely very rough. But they did, at the very least, and I say this like this is new news, this is like something that happened, 8 weeks ago? But they did change their ruling where instead of only having the champion take the ESL points, they'll have the runner-up also have a couple of points. So making it to the finals, you're making progress.
I believe first place is 10 points and second place is 5.
Something like that.
Just butchered his name.
Crit gun. Look, I was so worried because I'm so used to calling him Kriton. I'm like, hey, clicked on radar. I'm like, wait, that means he's listening.
So the casters in the lobby were just
I
worried.
apologize, Crichton.
Yeah, we were looking for where Creighton was, just confirming that he did go to bed to recover his voice, rest up, and get ready for ESL Cup EU. But here we go. We're loading in. It's happening. It's the finals.
Okay, here we go. I'm ready.
Who do you want?
I'll take the first guy. And speaking of the first guy, here we have it in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm fighting in the bottom right-hand corner of Triton LE. I got a question for you, Light. Are you free?
Freaka TV.
Yeah, we need to make a full-on rhyme.
Yeah.
With LE. Are you free? Somebody ghostwrite my new rap album, and that's going to be the thing. Here we have it in the bottom right corner of the map. We have the Reds representing Afrika Freaks, as well as South Korea. I almost called it an island. We have the most stylish player in StarCraft 2, or he would be if you know, there was any justice in this world. We have representing the Forest Trolls. We have Armani. I feel like I just blew all the material in that one intro. I need to pace them out.
You need
we got
to
a best
calm down.
of 5. We got a best of 5.
We got a long series ahead of us. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Trident LE, we have the Protoss player representing Jinner Green Wings, as well as avenging his fallen brethren in Trap. It is the Protoss player, Creator. AKA Barcode.
So you know how the Jinner logo is a happy plane? I'm imagining now Grin Air Gene Wings, which is just a smiling pair of jeans.
Why isn't that a thing, mate?
That should be part of the uniform.
These teams, they need to market themselves, you know? Like, what's going on? Like, we don't need just jerseys. We need more than that. We need like a full set.
Well, I imagine the Armani Corp, Giorgio Armani, will want to get in on that.
Exactly.
Maybe a full esports set.
Come on, Armani. What are you doing?
Well, I can tell you that the player is trying to go for an Overlord Scout.
He is. He's positioning. He's, you know, so far nothing too crazy. I say that we do have, reminiscent to what Zest did, we do have a fairly fast Stargate coming out from Creator.
There we have it. Question in the chat: who is Barcode? It is Creator, as we do see from the tag where it says Creato.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like, casting tool doesn't like show him. It's all like Barcode.
Yeah, you can. Here's the thing about casting tool is you can put in an alias, but that's next to impossible to do with barcodes because you have no idea what the combination of. Because casting tool is very precise with how it's like, it has to be the correct capitalization at the correct thingy position, and it's kind of impossible to do in Europe with barcode.
Yeah, and it's not like you can copy paste a name like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. But, you know, we do have Creator going for this Oracle, and just like previously, we did see, oh, never mind, Armani's actually going to scout it this time.
Phoenix first. Yeah, well, if he did scout it, he knows from the Phoenix.
Yeah. And, you know, if you recall last game, we did have the Oracle go in, and it didn't really find much damage because it went right into the main, whereas like the Natural was exposed and didn't have a Spore Crawler. But this time, Armani, he knows for certain that the Oracle is on the way.
Talking about the Zest game, question mark?
Yes. Not the game that I wasn't a part of.
Yeah. Okay. We didn't cast Creator at all today.
Yeah. Talk about Zest versus Armani.
Well, speaking of Zest versus Armani, here come the Oracle. I'm not sure how that segues, but here it comes.
They did the same thing in that game as well. Okay, an interesting follow-up coming out from Creator. Do you have Glaives on the way?
I've been telling you, man. Phoenix Adept. It's on the up and up.
Yeah.
It is coming back.
Armani's going for a second
And it looks
scout
like
as well.
Creator. Ooh, that he is.
But
does he see it? He did see that it's researching, but I don't think he saw the Adepts. It could just about be anything that's coming out. And one thing about Creator, he is being a lot more aggressive with his Adepts than Zest was.
That he is. And Armani, like, he has a couple of lings, but depending on the positioning, especially against like a wall, these Adepts can trade fairly well against them.
That I do agree. And trade, that is not what's going on. That's just a reveal. Or a revelation.
Yeah. They do ward off the Oracle as he does poke in, trying to see what is going on. Yeah, Armani.
Hold up.
Yeah. So okay. So double Robo is made to like hard counter roaches. Like you go very immortal heavy. You get an obscene amount of immortals. It shuts down the Cucaracha build. If you are familiar with that build.
Yeah. And plus you have the Glaives, which are going to be protecting your immortals from any rogue links coming along. I like this from Creator. Creator, I think he was known in the past to be a sort of robo-heavy Protoss player, but obviously, as meta's shifted, he had to adapt. Now it looks like he's getting a bit back into it. But speaking of adapting, Armani, I don't believe he saw the double robo. No, never mind. He did see the double robo.
Yeah.
But he is getting that Spire regardless.
Yeah, I love this response from Armani. Like, against double robo, Mutas will do so well, especially against Adepts as well. It's just about surviving long enough to get a decent amount of Mutas to be able to push out against it. Because Creator's army, like, it will be insanely strong against, like, ground forces, with his Immortals and his Adepts. But we'll see how much time he gives Armani.
Well, the Templar Archives is just about finished for Creator, so a couple of Archons there could absolutely shut down whatever Armani's planning with those Mutas. Creator is just looking out for any Overseers, any Overlords they can take out. The Immortal has been lifted into the Warp Prism, and he's going straight across the map. Armani does see this.
That he does, and Creator sees it as well, so it looks like he will be trying to delay this, pick off as many roaches as he can, which is quite nice.
Well,
but
delaying the push. Yeah, delaying the push, always a nice thing to, it's going to be worth it in the long run if you are the Protoss player. Armani is building up his mute account, and I'm a little bit worried for Creator here. He doesn't have anti-air, apart from, how many Phoenixes does he have? Two Phoenixes. He's getting Storm, and he's getting Templar. But I'm just not convinced he's going to have enough Archons by the time these Mutalisks hit.
Yeah, Creator, he will be able to transition into a decent army composition once he sees the Mutas. But until then, like, he is a little bit vulnerable. It does depend on how many Archons he does decide to morph in, or if he decides to keep the High Templar as, as they are to get Storm. And here we have Armani. Looked like he was moving out with his main force, but, he's still just chilling in the middle of the map.
It's fine. Look at the Watchtower. Look at that Axiom logo.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
It's chilling.
Beautiful.
Mutas are out. Alright, Creator does know that they're aware now. He's pulling back. He's trying to be threatening with his Phoenixes, but he realizes that he has not enough numbers. Has to cancel his fourth base.
Immediately cancels his fourth. The Mutas come in and they jump on top of one of the Phoenixes.
But they do manage to retreat into the shield battery range, but in doing so, he has left his gate exposed. So exposed, he already loses a High Templar. He lost another one. Creator cannot afford these losses if he's going to stay in this game. Quick evacuation on the probes, but he's going to lose so much infrastructure. Look at the delay on +1.
Like, there's no more Phoenixes coming out. These Mutas are free to destroy the Immortals, but they're going to get picked off.
Yeah, they are. I think it might even get the Warp Prism as well. The Storm does actually go down, but that's not going to be enough. The Mutalisks quickly move away, and they are starting to snipe down this Archon. Can they get it? They do. And again, these Phoenixes are not going to be enough to really contest this amount of Mutalisks, even with the ground support. But Creator knows what he has to do. He knows what his chances are, what he's going to have to do if he's going to have to want to win this game. Unfortunately, Armani is not letting him.
Yeah, there's just so many Mutas.
GG. Masterful.
Yeah, again, like, the Spire went unscattered for so long and he just didn't have what he needed. On top of that, the mutas went in and they depowered the Stargate, stopping any Phoenix production, and the Lings were able to snipe the High Templar, so he couldn't really morph any Archons. He didn't manage to finish any Archon, actually.
No, he definitely did not. I feel like this is a case of Creator kind of had the blind counter, so to speak. He got his, he was going into Phoenixes. He got his Templar Archives. He got all these units, but because he didn't know what he was up against, he couldn't get the numbers right. He couldn't get his units in time.
Yeah. And yeah, it's a shame. It really is a shame to see a player kind of get caught out like this, completely get blindsided by these mutas, and ultimately that's what lost him the game. If he had just gone in a little bit further with his oracles, maybe sent in some adepts, like some shades or something, to try and confirm what exactly is going on, maybe this could have been a different game, maybe some hallucinations as well, but unfortunately it just didn't go that way for Creator, and he did go down 1-0 in this series. So we load into game number 2.
That we are, and speaking of game number 2, we are loaded in to game number 2, and in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Ephemeron LE, we have the Red Zug. Red like the blood oath that we're contractually obliged, or we signed the contract with, where we have to cast them whenever we can.
It's true, I did it.
It is. Yeah. I saw it. I was the witness. We have, representing Afrika Freaks, he blesses the rain down there. He is looking to make, I believe, his first ESL. Let me just look this up real quick. Yep, his first ever ESL Open Championship. And the only thing that stands in his way, just another Protoss player. We have, all the way from I almost said South Africa. South Korea, we have Armani.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, it is not just another Protoss player. He is representing Jin Air Green Wings as well as Trap and SOS. He's got him on his shoulders. It is Creator, aka Barcode.
What does he create? Magic. Victory. Prize money. ESL points.
I mean, we've yet to see. To be fair, I think this is Creator's deepest run in one of these tournaments, and that's nothing to, like, be scoffed at or whatever. Like, this is ESL Cup Asia, right? Like, Zest was in here, Dream. We've had so many good players compete in this, Parting as well. And out of all of them, Creator was able to come out on top, and now here he is against the final boss, against Armani, the Zerg player who took down Zest and Trap. Like, what has Creator learned from this? What can he do? What can he change in his playstyle? And it's hard because Armani, he's kind of tricky, like he's done like barred roaches, he's hidden mutalisks, like he did a Ling Flood against Zest, like he's kind of capable of all these things, so it can be hard to be on top of scouting and be ready for anything.
And he plays macro games. That's the worst kind of unpredictable, or the best kind of unpredictable, depending on who you're facing.
Yeah. It's like
so
playing Haas.
It does seem like Creator is. It is kind of like playing Haas. Creator is switching it up quite a bit. Instead of that Stargate, he's immediately going into his Glaive Adepts. He did get the Glaive Adepts earlier, but in hindsight, it kind of seems like Creator was a little indecisive on what he wanted to go for. Did he want to go for, Robo Protoss? Did he want to go for those Archons? Stargate, Glaive Adepts, but cutting out all other all expenses and just going for one thing, which is very potent.
Yeah.
Steps.
I kind of like this, especially with the games that we've seen against Armani, like the Protoss players going Stargate. It doesn't typically work out for them. Like I don't think it does too well against Armani. Like he knows how to play against it. So skipping it entirely and going for that Twilight Archives and going for those glaives, you know, it's nice to switch it up. And we do have 4 gateways going down for Creator. Hey.
This is a commitment if I have ever seen one.
Yep.
Creator ain't all in. He can get a 3rd base later on, but he is not looking to anytime soon.
So the problem is that there's a Overlord going into the main of Creator. Like, he's seeing all. Armani sees everything. He sees all.
See the War Prism. He sees the Twilight Council researching. He should have a pretty good idea of what's to come. Like maybe he might assume Blink, but then I wouldn't think that Armani would.
Blink against Zerg, I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's not likely.
Yeah, and we do have 6 roaches on the way. We do have a spine on the way as well. We do have more constant queen production. Armani, he is looking to defend as best he can. Maybe he could do with a couple more spines.
Blocking a ramp, but manages to get the shade in. Armani not really knowing where to defend, but he remembers that there's a spine. And Creator does not commit to the shade. Gonna get his War Prism cut out a little bit here, but does have to pull back. And this has got to be a little disheartening if you're Creator. You plan to do a very aggressive commitment with these glaive depths, and now you just can't.
Exactly, you can't really do much with them. Like, Armani, he's ready for it. He does have the spines in position. He does have enough roaches and queens as well. He's on top of following these shades. It's just unfortunate that Creator went for this tech path, and it didn't really result in much. It isn't the end though. Like, he is macroing up behind this. He's getting his 3rd base. Again, it does immediately get scattered by Armani though with that link.
It does, and you know what? If nothing else, this adept push did manage to buy Creator enough time to get that 3rd. It is somewhat containing Armani. It's not, you know, it's not a contain that you'll starve out your opponent, but it is a contain to keep them on their side of the map. Well, you macro up on yours. We once again see that Spire coming out from Armani. That is what I like to see.
Yeah, I mean, this could work very well for Armani, just like game number 1. Very bold of him to use a similar strategy as game number 1 as well. Like, hey, this worked game 1, I'm going to do it game 2 as well. And I'm going to assume that you haven't adapted to be able to counteract this.
Here's the thing, though. Armani has been absolutely on top of scouting this game, and he realizes the one difference between this game and the last. No Twilight Templar archives from Creator. He is just going straight into... He's basically not going to have any answer to these Mutas anytime soon. Does get the Templar Archives now, but I wonder, will it be too late?
Yeah, and again, there's no Stargate either, so there isn't a possibility for a Phoenix transition from Creator. So the Mutas could arguably work even better in this scenario. In saying that though, we do have +1 range upgrade coming out from Armani, so it does seem like Armani isn't, you know, going for those Mutas as hard as game number 1, but he is also kind of supply blocked. So we do have these Overlords finishing up, and there we go, 10 more Mutas on the way. Oh, but he does get
scouted here from Creator. Yep, he does see his Spire.
Okay, what are we gonna see?
And this should absolutely tip a Creator off. Creator should just Templar coming down.
Archons. We've got to see Archons, cannons. Hey, there it is.
There are quite a few cannons being built, and there's that Archon. Creator, even though the opportunity was there for Armani, it's actually a lot safer this time compared to the previous game.
Yeah, this is a very good response. I was a little bit worried that it wouldn't be in time, but he does have these Archons, he does have the cannons, he is in a defensive position, so these Mutalisks aren't going to end the game like they did in game 1.
No, it will not, but it will keep Creator back a little bit whilst Armani builds up his macro hatchery, while he gets his baneling speed, while he gets his everything going down. He's just droning up hard while trying to get a couple of pickoffs here and there. Does actually get, I think, 1 probe, but the important thing is he scouted. Well, he didn't scout much, but the important thing is...
Yeah, it's just Creator has to be a little bit too careful. He can't overcommit to anti-muta army composition, especially because Armani, he isn't making any more mutalisks. You know, he made his initial wave. They don't deal enough damage. Okay, that's enough. I'm just going to transition out. I'm going to go Roach Ravager, Ling. Like, it's fine. So Creator has to be careful to not overcommit to this defense, and I think he's doing a pretty good job at it. You know, we've got Charge on the way, we've got upgrades on the way. You know, he's expanding, he's getting his 4th base. He's not being over defensive, which is quite nice.
Yeah, one thing that's good about Archons is unless you really go mass Archon, they're fairly versatile. Nice little scout here coming out from Creator. Does see that the infestation pit is being built, so he knows that Armani wants to go into that late game. Creator should reciprocate in kind, and he does. We're getting his 4th base. He's going to defend that up as best he can. And Charge is done, +2 on the way very, very soon. I think we're going to see Creator do a Soul Train push very shortly. Ooh, that's the DT Shrine. Ooh. Or the Dark Shrine, if you prefer. Armani is going for the flank. Or not the flank, but the push. And that's a lot of army.
That's a lot. That's a lot of Ling Bane.
Creator does have a lot of force fields. He does have a couple of force fields, and he does manage to isolate so many Banelings. This is huge for Creator, but the Banelings do eventually manage to connect. Is there anything left? There's still a good number of Immortals and still a decent number of Archons, and it does chase Armani back.
In the main of Creator.
It is run by the base of Creator with the Mutalists, and they're just picking apart probes left and right.
Yeah, they were able to take down the cannons that were there defensively and take advantage of the fact that Creator, he had his entire army to the right side of the map. And, oh my god, 11, 12, 13 workers go down, potentially even more. Nice use of this Mutalisks.
Absolutely. This our 2-base Muta is the best strategy. 18 probes already down. Ow, oof, owie, my bones. And Armani is going into the late game. Hive is just about going to be complete. He's got the macro hatch. He's got, what, a 5-base economy? Yeah. Looking to make it 6 fairly shortly. He is a little bit behind on upgrades, but that's not going to matter for long. That's a, what, 11-minute Hive.
Yeah, and things are escalating to the point where...
Greater Spire.
Yeah, I was about to say, he does have that Spire ready. He is morphing it into a Greater Spire with that Hive tech, and he's getting ready for this second push, and I don't know if Creator is going to have... Like, it's going to be all about the force fields once again. Ooh, nice Archon placement.
Look at a magic block, yeah. Look at a magic block on the Mutalist, though. That is no splash damage there. The Archon gets sniped. Meanwhile, a big clash happening over in this 4th base, and there are not enough force fields this time. There are not enough force fields this time, but there is enough of a buffer. The Banelings are out, and there's still a massive army from Creator. Armani's gonna have to pull all the way back.
Wow, that was actually a surprising engagement. Creator actually managed to come out on top, even though the Banelings crushed into his army. Like,
this is the time.
Yeah, he needs to keep going.
This is the time.
He needs to push. Like, this could end the game.
Going. He's trying to do. This is a lot of Banelings, though, and again, no sentries.
Yeah.
On creep, Creator is going to have to be very careful with how he approaches this, but he does manage to blink away. Split away. He does split the Stalkers very nicely done. Archons are being targeted down, but is it going to be enough? Creator still has a lot.
He has to save them all. He does.
He still has a lot of Stalkers behind this, but he is losing his probes left and right to 3. Here, 3 Mutalisks are annihilating the mineral line of Creator. He's all in at this point.
Yep, exactly. He's going for it, and the Immortals, most of the Immortals will manage to survive with such little health, and that's so important that he's able to push further into the main. But again, Armani, he has this bank, he's able to rebuild his army, and I don't think Creator has enough.
And he has his 4th and 5th base, which is also his production. He is coming in for the flank, and he's sniping down the Immortals. Creator, he's microing like his life depends on it, and his life does depend on it in this game. Quick blink for it, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. Quick pull on the boys, and that Warp Wisdom is down. This is going to be the beginning of the end here. I think we're going to see Armani take this game.
GG.
What an end.
Jesus Christ.
What an end to that game.
Oh my god. That's such a shame because Creator was looking so good, and those Mutalisks, those 3 Mutalisks killed 30 probes on the other side of the map. 30 probes.
That's a real MVP.
And it's such a shame too, because
heck.
At the fourth base, I don't know if you saw, there were 2 cannons, but they were depowered because the pylon was killed by the initial wave of banelings like 5 minutes ago. Like that pylon going down just at that
point, just 3 mutalisks were able to take out every single probe in Creator's base. Creator was kind of, he wasn't all in, but he had the mentality that he was all in. He brought his entire army forward. He did not want to warp in too much back at home.
Yeah.
Everything into this push. And then once the probes were gone, he was forced to all in. And man, I don't know. I think if Creator attacked in a different pattern, like attacked the fresher bases of Armani, it would have happened the outcome would have been a lot different, because Armani, he had the production in place where it could flank Creator's army, and if he didn't have that flank, I think Creator could have possibly won the base trade.
Yeah, I think it all everything kind of added up to push Creator into the decision he made. I feel like if he still had all of those probes at home and he wasn't as all in as he was forced to be, he probably would have gone for more of the newer fringe bases, and he probably could have killed like 1 or 2 bases and then backed off, right? And then the game would have continued with that advantage that Creator has gotten. But because he was just forced in, because he had lost all these probes at home, he just had to go for the throat and go for the natural, go for the main, and he was just forced into the position where he was surrounded, right? Like, kind of played into Armani's hands.
10 bajillion IQ. Oh, Armani now on match point. Asked for a quick break, but now we are back. We are about to load into game 3 in the specified grand finals.
Yeah. Grand finals of the ESL Open Cup number 9 Asia edition. Hey.
It's also our International Women's Day special.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's special about it? What are we doing for this?
We're piggybacking off the holidays. What we're doing.
We're getting Kur on. She's gonna cast the final game.
Yep. How many points do I have? Why do I only have 12k? But speaking of 12k, here we have it. The man with take out the 1, take out the k, and that's how many series of an advantage he has in this grand finals. We have in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Simulac Rum, Yar Har Fiddly DLE by the sea. You can go and join Johnny 3 for free. It's on me. On match point, representing everything, Afrika TV. He is free. Are you free? Afrika TV, the Afrika freaks, the rains down in Afrika. He blesses them, as well as the clothing brand. Actually, he doesn't yet. Get on it, Armani. And the Forest Trolls, the most stylish player in StarCraft 2, we have Armani.
Hey, this is potentially the last game of the series. Do it. Take it away.
And in the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map, the blue Protoss, representing Jin Air Green Wings, the happy plane, but also Grin Air Jean Wings with the happy pants. That sounds like an amazing line of branding. The happy pants.
Yeah.
We have the blue Protoss. And by the way, Princess has confirmed it for us in chat. His deepest tournament run, previously known as a quarterfinalist, now in the grand finals. He's going to have to win this game, the game after that, and the game after that if he wants to walk away with any prize money. We have Creator. Also from South Korea, but honorary Polish.
Official honorary Polish, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, as you said, it's
Robo first. Or facility, rather.
You know what I love? I love the variety that we've seen from Creator.
Yeah.
Stargate, Twilight Council, Robo, bit of everything. Will any of it work?
That's a bit of a disclaimer that you're putting out there. A bit of a
yeah, just the Creator, he's had a hard time this series. Nothing quite seems to work. To be fair, game number 2 was insanely close, and if he had just like maybe one more Stalker or 2 more Stalkers at home, like maybe the entire game would have turned out differently. But now Creator, he's in a position where he's got like a tall order to ask, right? Like he's down 0-2 in this series, best of 5. He needs to win 3 in a row if he wants to win this, and it all starts here.
This is when Trap and SOS just stand behind Creator and like just put your hands on his back. Take my energy.
Yeah. Gonna go full Genki Dama, just like give him your energy, right? And we'll see what he's able to do again. Like game 2, he looked pretty solid against Armani. Like, can he harness that once again? We do have this Robo. Yeah, this Robo opening to get this fast War Prism. Armani does spot this with the Overlords. He does know what the opening was.
But now he's supply capped. What about that?
Oh, you're right. He actually is.
Just ignore 5 Overlords. Just ignore that.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, trying to find an opening here, and he actually does not get it. Clutch force fields here from Creator. Only 1 Zergling. Does get a nice scout out. And he sees a double gateway. Or double Stargate, rather.
He does. He actually manages. It's a bit of a shame.
You can't let even 1 in. Otherwise, that happens.
Creator was trying so hard to keep that information hidden, and Armani does slip in 1 Ling, as well as that Overlord as well, into the main. So he does spot that double Stargate.
Phoenixes are going to be our answer coming in from Creator. And meanwhile, these Adepts are just trying to get whatever prong attack they can get. Gonna have to pick them up. Does actually keep them both alive.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. Like he went for this opening, but he hasn't really managed to do much with it. You know, I guess he forces Armani to stay at home and keep his attention at home. Maybe that was the whole idea.
It could be, but I think for the most part, it seems like Creator is just poking and prodding, seeing what is my opponent, what is Armani doing, is there an opening, and if there is, then great. If not, head back in macro.
Yeah, and now the Phoenixes have been revealed.
All about map control.
100% confirmed by Armani. We do have some Queens here pushing away the Phoenixes, and actually we have continued Phoenix production coming from Creator. 2 more on the way.
I want to say Phoenix Adept, but it could just be a regular mass Phoenix. That's a butt.
Yeah, and that's gonna work very nicely because Armani has banked up quite a lot of Queens, so he will be able to use them offensively, and they're gonna do just amazingly against these Phoenixes.
Especially considering, yeah, exactly.
Drop the Adepts!
Creator
Mate, what are you doing? Creator! Oh no!
That's a bit of a shame, a bit of a wasted third. I guess Creator did not want to get his Adepts surrounded, but as you were saying, the fact that Creator went Phoenixes is just another point into Armani's favor with this Nidus. Phoenixes can't attack a Nidus Worm as it's emerging.
Exactly, and there are just so many Queens. Nicely done though by Creator. He does pick off a couple of Ravagers, which does hinder this push, but oh my god, is he gonna have enough?
I think this might be the beginning of the end. Armani is trying to brute force his way through. Force Field is going to take care of that, but honestly, I think if he just goes for the buildings, if Armani just goes for the buildings, I think he will be able to brute force his way in there.
And Force Field batteries do go down, but it could be too late. The front door is being
very... Here's the thing, Armani is being very conservative.
That he is.
And this could buy Creator enough time. It does not. The links are in. The force fields are up, but Sword of Biles. This is looking worse, increasingly worse if you are Creator. These pylons are gonna depower all of the shield batteries, or even take them out. That they do. But only 1. There are some High Templar. They do cast a couple of feedbacks, so there aren't a lot of transfuses here on these Queens, but they're just piling on, and I think it's the beginning of the end here, Light. I don't think Creator can continue to be in this. Even more units are running through. The Zerglings are in. The Vials are going down. The Queens are transfusing. There are a lot of Phoenixes, but they can't do anything. They're out of Graviton.
Yeah, and here comes the Link Flood.
And just like that, Armani is gonna be your ESL Pro Tour Asia #9 champion. His first championship, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, his first championship, and quite one at that. Like, these cups, $100, 100 USD. That's pretty insane for a weekly.
That it is.
GG, well played. And you know, well played by Creator as well. Like, even though he did lose
finals, his deepest run.
Exactly, yeah. Even though he did lose 3-0, he did make it all the way to the finals. Let's not take that away from him. He made an insane run, and yeah, unfortunately, he ran into Armani, who, you know, apparently is the ZvP like sniper.
The ZvP master. Yeah. Here's the thing. He ran to Armani, and Armani's the ZvP sniper. Creator 2-0 special. He 2-0 parting. That is nothing to scoff at.
Exactly.
And with that, Creator will be walking out with 5 ESL points.
Yeah, yeah. And again, these ESL points, you know, 5 doesn't sound like a lot, but they, believe me, like, towards the end, this is going to add up. And this, like, will differentiate players who, like, do, like, equal runs in, like, GSL, and ESL points are going to, like, differentiate that, right?
Absolutely, especially considering that there are players like Rogue, like Maru, who just straight up don't play in the weeklies.
Yeah. Which is kind of surprising that Creator, even though they're on the same team, like, we have someone like Creator playing in them. And Trap as well.
Well, maybe it's my intention.
Yeah, yeah, maybe. Or maybe it's, you know, maybe...
remember, Maru, SOS, and Rogue, they are some of the highest earning players.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, you know what? Let the other players win the money.
Let the pesky mortals, like, like, play against this $100. Meanwhile, SOS goes in and wins, like, 100k tournaments, you know?
There we go.
Well,
so thank you all for the follows. I'm just catching up on the whatchamacallit, the alerts.
Yeah, thank you for the, of course, thank you for the host Creighton, as well as all of his viewer base that came along with him. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the cast. This was our first time casting ESL, an ESL Cup. Typically we cast like more like regular weeklies, like Battle of the Americas or Grand Platypus Open. So yeah, this was, and we also casted IM Katowice, but this was a first for us, and I imagine we're going to be doing more of these.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, not EU or NA. that's Creighton. He's got that covered.
Yeah, exactly. We gotta power couple this. Wait, that was we got a power cast. Whatchamacallit.
Nah.
Min-max, that's the term I was looking for. Gotta min-max this. Nah, we're
not doing that. we're gonna have some rest after this. This is my second tournament today that I've casted. I did Battle of the Americas.
How long did you sleep last night?
2 hours.
There we go.
Slept 2
Good
hours.
night, Light.
But Yakuzaku, where can people find more of you?
Twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1, Twitter.com @EmperorYakuzaku. Probably follow Steel_Mold and Dante232 because they're better promoting me than I am. Also on our Discord server, !Discord. If you're trying to find me specifically, that's the best way to find it because, like, to be honest, I don't check my Twitter DMs.
Yeah, Yakuzaku, he regularly casts here on CranKy Ducklings. He's one of our main casters. He also does some observing as well, as he observed today. So shout out to him.
You don't have to out me like that.
Outed. I mean, it's on the screen right now. God damn it.
Why am I listed as production?
Yeah, I should probably change that. But in game, you're listed as observer as well.
Yeah, was that listed the entire time?
I think production and observer may be tied to the same one. That's why.
There we go.
Yeah. But you could also follow me, light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter, if you want to keep up to date with the events that I cast or that I organize, but they are mainly here on CranKy Ducklings. So please follow CranKy Ducklings Twitch channel, follow us on social media on Twitter, as well as our Discord if you want to keep up to date on events that we cover or just events in general, as we do try and promote all the StarCraft weeklies that happen, whether they're amateur or open to pros. This is something that we try and promote as best we can.
Follow Light on Twitter if you want a Final Fantasy VIII playthrough.
I did start a Final Fantasy VIII playthrough. That is true. But yeah, I think that's it for us for today. I hope
seems like it.
Yeah, return later on in a few hours. I'm just gonna check how many hours.
God, there are more.
Hold on. 3 hours and 50 minutes for ESL Open Cup number 9 Europe, which I imagine Creighton will be waking up for.
We will be doing that, yeah. We will be covering that, but Creighton, we'll probably host him.
Yeah, for sure. So do tune in then if you want some more StarCrafts. But other than that, I think that's it. Tune in. Yeah, just tune in for that.
Exactly. See you when we see you.
Ciao.
Bella.